What is going on, guys? My name is Nick Nascimento. Thanks for joining us on the channel where we talk everything life, business, and sales and helping you get to the next level. So it is often a mystery for so many people on what makes great salespeople actually great. Are they naturally gifted that way? Is it something they're just born with? Is it because they're super pushy and persistent? I'm going to break down the three exact things, three secrets that have helped me make over $1 million in commissions and been a consistent top 1% performer in multiple sales industries. So these same three secrets apply not just to becoming a top 1% in sales, but almost anything. If you're trying to become the top 1% as an athlete, as an entrepreneur, as an author, a coach, small business owner, whatever it is you're doing, these same three secrets and three principles, I promise will help you get to the top 1%. So the first secret is passion. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's not a secret. Everyone knows to be passionate about what they're doing at work. In sales, so many people go wrong with this because they get into the job because it pays a lot of money or because they want the freedom and the lifestyle that's associated. Money should not be the primary motivator for why you get into doing something, especially a job. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it is absolutely true. If you get into it because you are sold, you would actually go to your friends or family when you don't even make a commission and you would tell them about it. So step one with passion is actually getting into something that you would sell even if you didn't make money because you're that sold on it. So there's three things that you can be sold on, okay? And it's the product you're selling, the company you work with, and then the people of whom you work with as well. Those are three things that embody a lot of your passion. Now, it's not about being sold on those things. It's about being sold on the value and the change that you bring to people's lives. The company you work for, the product you sell, and the people of whom you work with, those are facilitators, AKA means by which your prospects and the people you're selling receive the change and the value that you're offering. So whether you are in sales or whether you are an athlete, there are degrees of how passionate you can become. Where you see the top 1% of success is always in the third degree of passion. So the first degree of passion is what I call wavering. It's when you're somewhat sold. Maybe you're sold on the product, but you're not sure about the company. The second degree of passion is when you're actually sold. Now, the third degree of passion is what I call convinced. This is when you have absolute conviction that your product will change their life. I don't agree with sometimes Grant Cardone's philosophy and Jordan Belfort where they try to sell every single person they talk to. That is not sales. Sales is offering value to those who can benefit from your service. Now, once you found those people through hard work, whether it's cold calling, networking, once you found those people that can benefit, that are good candidates, and you'll know this by asking the right questions, you have absolute conviction that if they don't buy your service, aka give you money in exchange for what you're giving them, that they are losing and it's detrimental. You are doing them a disservice by not helping them pull the trigger on your product. This is one of the biggest secrets that has helped me become successful. If you compare me between other sales reps, it is this aspect of my mindset that is completely different. Some sales reps walk away from a deal thinking, yeah, we didn't quite get that one. It's a bummer. I walk away thinking, oh my gosh, they just missed out on $80,000 in a net worth change for their home and their family. That sucks. I'm not thinking, oh, I just lost out on $10,000 of commission. I'm thinking they just missed out on whatever that benefit is. For solar, $80,000 in equity gains, in 25-year savings, and in tax savings. I feel sorry for them. And if a prospect dares tell me they're sorry, I say, no, you don't understand. Don't say sorry to me. Like, I can be transparent, dude. I'm making $10,000 on this. Your cost is $80,000. I'm not the bigger loser here, okay? And I say that out of love, but I'll say it boldly to people. That is true conviction. And that level of conviction sells. So those three degrees, those three tiers of passion are wavering, sold, and convinced. And as Grant Cardone says, to the degree that you are sold, you will be able to sell. So the second secret to being a 1%er, okay, is knowledge. Tony Robbins says knowledge is not power, it's potential power. I will tell you, in the world of sales, your knowledge is absolute power. Confidence is the most persuasive emotion that exists. Now, in today's world, when you have Google, you have YouTube, you have all these sources that people can just shop on their own, why do they even need you, right? Are salespeople going to be replaced by robots? The only way that we're not replaced is by bringing catered knowledge and adapting it to unique people's situations. And being able to do that requires not just specialized knowledge, but it requires empathetic listening. Now, when you combine those two things and ask people the right questions, you're able to diagnose a problem and offer a solution. And now you're the hero. And believe it or not, you don't even have to close these people because they will be so sold, they'll be closing themselves on doing business with you. I do not follow any of the sales strategies of close more, close more, close more, close more. My philosophy is add value, add value, add value, understand, understand. And the more I understand and add value, eventually gets to the point where the people are closing themselves. So I went from 25,000 a month to 250,000 a month, and leveraging the power of knowledge was essential to that. The other aspect along these lines was hiring a coach. Okay, a coach is going to do one of three things. Number one, a coach is there to push you. A coach is there to hold you accountable. And a coach is there to guide you and assist you. So someone you can bounce ideas and questions and concerns and keep your mindset strong. So recapping, the second secret and principle of being a top 1%er is through knowledge. And that is done by becoming the most educated in your industry and in your space, knowing it better than 99% of other people, and then hiring a coach. The third secret and principle of the 1%er is expertise. Now, expertise to me is a perfect blend of skill and work ethic. Now, I'm going to show you guys a visual of what I call the numbers game. I'm a very systematic guy. Rather than focusing on the communication aspects, those are important. I'm very passionate about it. I love helping people with the systems, and because it's something that you can absolutely control. And this third secret is 100% in your control. And the principle I want to drive home with you guys is that the more repetition, the more you work and the harder you work, the faster your skill will increase. A lot of people get this wrong. They try to take off 4 hours a day to go train and improve. I'm telling you, the secret is in repetition. Whether you're hitting weights at the gym, whether you're running laps as a marathon runner, or whether you are a sales rep, repetition is how you get better. Now, one of the key principles that is part of expertise is understanding input versus output. Okay. Input is what you can control. The output is the result. So for example, let's say you make 100 phone calls. That is the input. 2 of them say yes. That is the output. 98 told you no. That is the output. Now, by default, everybody sets goals based on how many sales they want. The best people don't focus on results. They focus on the process. They don't focus on the prize. They focus on the process. The process is the input. And the more you focus on the input, which is how many doors you knock, how many people you reach out to, how many calls you make, how many emails you respond to. Now, even if you're in inbound sales, there is still something you can control. You can control how many hours in a day that you make yourself available to take calls. You can control how many questions you ask the prospect. You can control whether or not you ask every prospect you talk to for a referral. You can control your enthusiasm and your energy that you bring to every single conversation. So sales is simply a mathematical equation of input and output. Okay, it's multiplication. The higher the input and the more you focus on the input, what you can control, the higher your output will be. Now, the beauty of this is sales is like a game. Let's say you sell 1 in 6 people. Okay, let's say you're rolling a dice, and let's say we pick the number 1, and every time you roll a 1 on that dice, you're getting a sale. Well, the poor salespeople focus on getting that 1, and that's all their mind can think of is they roll the dice and they're just waiting to see if the 1, and they see it hit a 4 or 3, and they're getting bummed out, you know. And eventually they roll that 6-sided dice 12 times and it doesn't hit 1 a single time. And they're like, this thing must be rigged, and they throw it out. That is how poor salespeople think. That is how poor entrepreneurs think. That is how poor athletes think. They think it's rigged. It's not them. It's the dice. It's the problem. It's the opportunity. Something's messed up. It's me. Reality is it's just probability, man. It's just math. The smart people don't focus on the result. They focus on the process, what they can control, which is how many times did I roll that dice? That's it. They're not thinking about whether it's hitting 1 or not. If it does, cool, great. They're focusing on rolling it more times. Now, what happens is these people, this is why they can consistently sell more. My second year of pest control, I was selling about 15 to 20 accounts almost every single day that I went out. The average sales rep does 1 to 3. The way I had this consistent success was simple. At the time, I was selling 1 in 3 people that I pitched, okay? So when I would set my goals, if I wanted to sell 20 accounts, on average, I would have had to talk to 60 people. right? If I sell 1 in 3, 3 times 20, 60 people. Now, when I went out for my day, I wouldn't go out with a goal of 60 people to talk to, because what if it rains? What if I have a bad day? Luck's not in my favor. It happens. So I would focus on what I can control, which was, let me bump up that number to 80 and give myself a buffer. And then without fail, I would almost always hit that number of 15 to 20 accounts. Now, there are some days, obviously, I do less than 10. And there are some days I did well over 20. I set the record and did 27 accounts in one day, and this is how, and a lot of caffeine. So recapping on the 3 secrets and the 3 principles that make the 1%ers in any industry. The first is your passion, and whether or not you are absolutely convinced, you have that absolute conviction that you are doing people a disservice when they do not do business with you. And the second is your knowledge and your competitive mental advantage in your space. And third is your expertise. It's your competitive edge of your work ethic, outworking anyone in your space. Passion, knowledge, work ethic. They are the 3 pillars that make any successful top 1% rainmaker, salesperson, be it athlete, be it an entrepreneur, be it a YouTuber. These 3 things, I promise you, if you apply these principles and learn and fail and go apply them, you will make it to the top 1%. It's only a matter of time. Now, my other advice is, don't set goals to be for the top 1%. Look at where you're at. If you're in the bottom 50%, shoot to be in the top 50. Then set a goal to be in the top maybe 40%, then 30%, then make it to the top 20, then the top 10, and then the top 5, then the top 3, then the top 1%. And this is a side note. This is just a genuine side of Nick. I'd ask you guys, if you are in business or whatever you're pursuing, the more you can think about other people and not of yourself, the more success you will have, I promise. Now, let's say you're an athlete and you're setting huge goals. How the heck can you focus on other people? I want you to be creative about it. Think about the people you inspire. Think about your parents telling stories to their friends. Think about the stories you'll tell to your kids about what you did and what you accomplished. That is being selfless. That selfless mindset is what makes some of the greatest people. That's a 4th secret. I wasn't promising this video, but there you go. Again, thank you guys for watching. My goal is to take all these golden nuggets from my personal life, my sales career, my business, and from some of the top performers in the world, some of the best books that have ever been written, and share the golden nuggets with you guys to help you become better in your own personal life and with your own business opportunities. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already yet, subscribe to the channel for more content like this to help you improve your life and your business.